Hello everyone and welcome back to Closet Gaming. Today we're going to take a look at Flobe, a casual game made by a teenager that promises fun times for whenever you don't want to play something more complex. It is available on Steam for 99 cents or your regional equivalent. So this game has been recommended by a friend from TeamSpeak as it was made by his son. It was one of the first games he ever created and he was 13 years old at the time of making this. But the fact that it was recommended by a friend doesn't mean I won't try to be as objective as I can. Gameplay wise, Flobe might even look like a mobile game, except the fact that you need both hands to control it. The point of the game is to collect some of the things flying at you and avoid everything else flying at you. The things you're supposed to collect are the things that have the same color as you have. And when I say you, I mean the line you see in the middle of the screen. That's you. Honestly, when I first played this, it reminded me of my childhood. We used to have this little device where there was a grand total of one game, egg catching. And to a certain degree, this game is very similar to that. At least if you had a slightly more advanced version where bombs were included as well. So your job is to catch things. And you need to catch them until 2 bars on the side get filled. Then a bonus round starts. After the bonus round, you start again catching things, but this time at a harder difficulty. And that's pretty much all you do in Flobe. On its own, this might sound pretty easy, right? But there is one thing that makes the game much more interesting and challenging. The control scheme. You don't just move around by using a mouse or just the WASD keys. Use a combination of WASD keys and the arrow keys, and each of these control one half of the line that represents you. Oh, I should also mention that instead of your keyboard, you can use a controller to achieve the same thing. This control scheme significantly changes the whole game. Now, instead of just planning where to be at a point, you also need to coordinate your hands to get there. And trust me, that is much more difficult than it sounds. Graphically, the game is pretty simple. It uses 2D graphics for everything, and both the things that you have to collect and that you have to avoid remind me of how viruses tend to be depicted for children. There really isn't much more to talk about the game graphically, but it does look fine, even though, as I said, it almost looks like a mobile game these days. Probably my favorite thing about Flobe was its music. The smooth jazz melodies of Lias' loudmouth Camacho just fit the casual playstyle of the game super well and could honestly be probably sold on their own. If you like smooth jazz, this game might be worth picking up just to listen to it. Performance wise, nothing really to talk about. The game is really not intensive for hardware, so it would probably run half of the calculators in the world these days, and I haven't encountered any bugs or crashes either. So, in conclusion, Flobe is a decent casual game, ideal for small children as it will be a great tool for teaching and learning hand coordination. I will honestly probably keep it installed for those situations where my PC is encoding a video and anything PC intensive just lags at that time. On top of that, you get an awesome jazz soundtrack. All of that for 99 cents. A sure recommendation from me. Well, that's it for today, guys. Hope you liked the review, and if you did, please consider liking it, subscribing to my channel for more gaming reviews, and comment if you had something you would like to add. And if you didn't like the video, well, dislike it. See you all next time with more gaming content.